Welcome back for the second segment of the December 15th Trips and Traps. Andy Serling, Eric Donovan.
Two more races to bring you, both maiden races, a route and a sprint. We'll take a look at the second race from December 10th. We're going to look at the 3. Mia Poppy, who ends up sitting a pretty good trip in here, in the 4, Smoking Candy, whose rider's a little bit indecisive.
Yeah, I mean, this is what we were talking about in the first segment, about riders coming out and grabbing. Cici Lopez seizes the bull by the proverbial horns, goes the lead, wins the race into the first turn, while the eventual second finisher is getting a passive ride. He gets good position, but he's not making any attempt to be near the leader. And this horse, this is Smoking Candy, runs last. His rider, Ariel Smith, who we showed also in the first segment, he is just restraining this horse, a sprinter stretching out behind a slow pace. Where are you going from the position that he finds himself in now? Dead last, 3 to 4 wide, making a premature move. The 3's got good position, but with a little bit of urging, he could have been in front of this horse or in a much better position. He gave himself way too much to do.
Yeah, he did give himself too much to do, but I mean, the horse that really, has the trouble here is the 4, and that's Smoking Candy, who's a little bit rank still at the back of the pack. Was rank under restraint going into that turn, and then the other horse kind of came over on him a little bit, and he steadied and lost position there, and he's just in just no man's land here. What are you going to do from here to win the race?
Absolutely, he's in no man's land. Exactly right. This horse runs last. He might have run last anyway. But the idea is, I think, what can you do to give your horse the best chance of winning? And when you ride a horse in this manner, the sprinter stretching out, strangled down behind a slow pace, you're doing what you can to give him the least chance of winning. And it's the opposite of what you're trying to do. Now, he's all the way back here. This is the 3. This is the favorite, Mia Poppy. Now, watch Ryan Cortolo as the field is getting ready to turn for home. It seems like a lot of riders spend time looking over their shoulder. He should be looking at the horse in front of him because he's the one he can't catch.
Yeah, it's funny. He takes a peek over his right shoulder there, and he was the favorite in the race too. So I mean, you would think that you'd just be concerned about the horse in front of you and ride your horse like he's the best horse after that and hope he can hold off the closers, and that is not what happened here. And a Freudian therapist able to go wire to wire under a heady ride from Cici Lopez. Mia Poppy gives chase throughout the stretch, and Smoking Candy tired on the turn there and finished last.
I'd like to see Smoking Candy either turn back. I'm not sure if he's really that good, but I just wish these horses were given their optimal chances to winning. And it's funny about the turning around over your shoulder. It feels like, horse players get upset if somebody next to him says to you at the 8th ball, "You're home." It feels like that's the jockey equivalent of "you're home." Every time a rider on a horse that I have looks over his shoulder when he's got a horse in front of him, he never gets by the horse in front of him. So I just wish they would be more concerned with riding. I'm not saying there aren't other circumstances, but sometimes looking over your shoulder, what are they looking for?
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, I could see it if you're, on a horse that's opened up a big lead and you can't hear the competition around you. You're looking around just to make sure you know what's going on in the race. I could see it in that scenario,
right.
But when you still have a horse in front of you and you're the favorite and you're sitting second there, you're supposed to be worried about getting by that horse in front of you and think you have the best horse after that.
Yeah, and it's not that his horse would have won if he didn't do that, but it just feels like, and listen, I'm not saying the Freudian therapist wouldn't have won this race anyway. It's just a question of, especially in these 2-turn races, being a little bit more aggressive coming out of the gate to find position. Doesn't mean you're getting into speed duels and the like, but at least getting your position going forward. And that means if the horse who gets the lead maybe has to work a little harder to get the lead, gives you a better chance to beat that horse in the later stages of the race.
Makes sense. One more race to bring you, the 5th race from December 11th to 9. Exciting Missiles, who we're looking at in the State-Bred Maiden Claimer, going 6.
If we were really responsible, we'd have found the pre-race antics. This Exciting Missile ends up breaking on top. We're talking about a big long shot. This horse was 27 to 1 in this race, but before the start of the race, Exciting Missile threw the rider at the gate and ran off for a good quarter of a mile. It was a great job, actually, by the outrider to catch this horse. But regardless, a long shot who expended energy running off before the race, and he ends up making this 3-wide early move. I think Exciting Missile is the kind of horse in this kind of class that's going to be a price next time, and I'm not sure that he isn't as good. He's just got low-profile connections.
Yeah, it has Dennis O'Brien as the trainer and apprentice jockey Michael Burial here as well, making that 3-wide move around the turn. And like you said, after expending that energy before the race and chasing this horse who's kind of loose on the lead and the 4-5 favorite, and Sunset Sally is the eventual winner, this is just not a move that works too often.
Yeah, he really, listen, the truth is this horse left his race on the racetrack before the race even started. And none of us are saying that this is some sort of superstar, but he's going to end up in the same kind of competition. And and maybe he'll get more inside post. Maybe he'll be in a race where there won't be as much speed. But whatever the case is, he's better than his final finish near shows. And look, he's not a horse that's going to run a 70 buyer, but he is a horse that's going to run a buyer in the 40s, perhaps. And some of these cheaper maiden races that we run here, that's going to give him a chance to win, or at least get part of a try or super. And these are the kind of horses you can make money with underneath. The point with Exciting Missile is because of the runoff and then the way the race worked out, he just ran a little bit better than it's going to look on paper.
Yeah, I agree. Ran his race before the race and in the middle stage of the race and not toward the end there, so he will be dirtied up. And he's got 2 maiden special weight lines before that, in which he was not a factor in either, so that'll help the price as well.
Yeah, I think at some point this is a horse we'll make money with his winner, hopefully sooner than later. Once again, we can always use your help. Trips and traps at NYRAInc.com.
Thanks for watching.